We talked about how phenomenal the Four Nations tournament was. We talked about during the course of the winter, all those major injuries. Matthew Tkachuk, the captain, Florida Panthers Stanley Cup winners, underwent surgery at the end of last week, sports hernia, major injury from the Four Nations Cup. He's going to miss at least 4 months. He's going to be out through January. Big blow to him. You play for the flag. It's important, means a lot to the players, but he got badly hurt. This is an interesting story with the Ducks. Keep an eye on what's going to transpire next. You know, they got cap space. They've got all these young players have been building. They went into the marketplace in the offseason, have added 3 veteran players to complement all the young guys, the Troy Terrys of the world, the Leo Carlsons, all these high draft picks that we've talked about on this podcast. One of their young center icemen is Mason McTavish, and he was force-fed at age 19. He never played with the San Diego Gulls, right to the NHL. Got progressively better and better. He scored 60 goals in his career in Anaheim. Anyhow, he's in the final year of his contract. And when you're in the final year of your contract and you're a promising star, you get what's called a bridge contract, but the pay hike is huge. And that means he's going to go from $2.3 million to maybe $7 to $8 million per year on a multi-year deal. So the question is, what is Pat Verbeek going to do? Is he going to sign McTavish? Does he believe McTavish is going to be a star and pay him $7 or $8 million? He's got to score more than 20 goals a season if he's going to do that. So that's a big question because his name has been out there in the trade block in this offseason, and I just kind of lost my mind. You know, you already traded Trevor Zegras. You already traded Jamie Drysdale. Those were 2 number ones that was supposed to be the foundation of the future. You already dealt them away. You're going to deal McTavish away because you don't want to pay him? And the kid's played well as a young center iceman. So this story bears watching to see what happens between now and the opening of camp in mid-September. So fascinating there. Do you know the difference between a hockey puck and a burnt roll? I don't know, but go ahead. Let's talk puck.
So it's amazing. We're talking about hockey in the summertime, but what just give me a sense of scale. Who is the highest paid player in the NHL and how much do they make per year?
Well, it was the guy in Edmonton, Leon Draisaitl, over $14 million per year. Now, Mitch Marner, who went from Toronto to Vegas in a trade, he just signed a deal. It's $14.1 million. So those are the highest. Pay scale for stars in the NHL has gone up and up and up. McTavish, though, is not Marner. Marner's got 231 goals in his career. Mm-hmm. He's not Austin Matthews, who was making $14 million in Toronto, a 60-goal scorer. He obviously is not Draisaitl. He's a good young hockey player, but the way this structure works now, when you get to the end of your entry-level contract and you become a star, and McTavish has become a star, your pay hike is going to jump to whatever other stars are getting.
But for the longest time that Ducks have had like all these young kids, yep. They've been well under the salary cap, right? Yep. So they've got the room to do it. And if he deserves it, then just get it done. Sign the guy and give him what he deserves and go out and win some damn games.
Well, I think they're close. They almost made the playoffs last year. Now they've made the coaching change. And Joel Quenneville comes in, and he's got his reputation, his resume is really impressive as a coach, playoffs, Stanley Cup, etc. I wouldn't trade McTavish, And Verbeek, I think, is under enormous fire because they've missed the playoffs like 9 years in a row. But they've been building. We knew it was going to be painful. When you win the cup a couple years and everybody's contract comes up, you spend all your money because you got to keep these guys, the Niedermeyers, et cetera. But the problem is then suddenly you get a bunch of guys that are 35, 36 that are earning so much money that you have to start to divest and you deep dive into rebuild. Well, deep dive into rebuild takes time. The Ducks have drafted a lot of good kids, very high draft picks. They've force-fed them. They've gone through a real painful time. They're knocking at the door. They're really close. And then Verbeek went into the marketplace and made a couple of trades with the New York Rangers to get chemistry veterans to complement the kids. But you've already traded 2 of your number ones away. You're going to trade McTavish away too because you don't want to pay him? That to me is not good business sense.
No, not at all.
And he's a good player. Is he a 40-goal scorer? No. But, when you're age 20, 21, you're scoring 23 goals in a season, that's good on a bad team.
Make an investment.
I concur with you. Okay, Hockey Hotline is open.